Well, it's not about the Chamber being overwhelmed or underwhelmed. It's really about our members and the clients of our members who have repeatedly contacted us to complain about the lack of service just for the city service.
And what are the complaints centred on? What exactly are your grievances?
Well, as stated quite clearly, I think it's quite clear in the press release, it's the lack of availability at key times, such as here at the airport or at the border or at certain places in town. That's the central grievance, that the city service is not adequate and it's not running a reliable service.
You also mentioned in your statement that fares have actually gone up by 50%. Is that right?
Yes, the increase was gazetted in September, and they were brought into effect on the 12th of September. And the unit per taxi unit, which is I think 200 metres or 45 seconds, or a combination thereof, increased from 20p to 30p. Now, in absolute pennies, it's not that much, but it's a 50% increase.
And not a corresponding increase in the level of service, according to your members?
Sadly not.
So what's the solution? If it were up to the Chamber, how would you resolve this issue?
It's not for the Chamber to be prescriptive about how to solve it, but we think, and we have offered a number of possibilities. That's really down to the government and the Taxi Association. But we really think it's high time that alternative provisions need to be considered now, because it's clearly not working, and the measures that the government brought in 3 years ago have not really had any material effect on the adequacy of the city service.
Well, more competition, I imagine, is one of the things that could be looked at. Would the Chamber be in favour of a service like Uber operating here in Gibraltar?
Well, as I say, it's one of the possibilities, but that really needs to be decided between the government on the one hand and the Taxi Association. What we are more interested in is not the nature of the solution, but to have a reliable city service which is available to visitors, local people, businesses as well.
You've focused on the unreliability of the service, but are there other things that you're not happy with? Some people complain, and I've been reading the letters and the comments on social media, as I'm sure you have as well. Some complain about the attitude of some of the drivers, the sort of image that they're giving to tourists mainly of what Gibraltar is like. Is this something that your members are also concerned about?
Yes, but I'd also like to highlight there are many very, very good taxi drivers, and they themselves are probably fed up with being tarred by the same brush as some of their other brethren who are perhaps not so polite and courteous to visiting business people and tourists. So it's really time that was sorted out. But the principal gripe is the lack of availability at the key times, at the key points around Gibraltar for the city service.